Justin, I'm really glad that you're a part of the Prison Professors community. And what I want to do with you today is start building your pathway to success. In order to do that, we want to do this in a very transparent way so people can see the importance of how you prepare while you're in prison and how that relates to opportunities that can open for you when you come home. Could you give our audience just a little insight into your experience through the criminal justice system, how long you served and how long you've been home or in the situation you're in right now?
Well, I got a total of 22 years of federal prison behind me. I got home last year, December. So I've been home a little over a year now.
And,
And
and what has that experience been like coming home after 22 years in prison? Tell us a little bit about like what do you experience with regard to the job market, with regard to acceptance, with regard to help? Because we're trying to help people get a good understanding of this whole concept of coming back to society after a lengthy time in prison, and how does somebody succeed after that? So how has it been easy for you, or has it been a challenge?
well, it's been a challenge in many ways. As you know, being gone so long, the world moves in such fast paces that you get left behind with technology and even education in certain fields. Um, Lucky for me, I had your guys' programs and my benefactor that has been, here helping me during my transition. I honestly believe that if I didn't have these resources and tools, I wouldn't have succeeded probably not even a couple weeks out of prison because,
What do you think
you
would have
know,
happened? I mean, you got out of prison. Did you have any financial resources when you got out?
no, sir, everything I had went towards either fines or food just to live in there, like, hygiene.
So
And
22
you
years
only,
in prison, you come back to society and you don't have any financial resources. Is that right?
that's right.
And you go to a halfway house, and what level of liberty do you have? Is that where you went, to a halfway house?
Actually, no, due to my respiratory issues, I went on home confinement. I'm on a GPS monitor here on my wrist, and I also have a phone. It's in my other room on the charger that I got to carry around all the time. I go in there, have my meetings with my case manager, but I'm happy to say I didn't have to deal with halfway house because there are a lot of nonsense going on in there, and the guys that are in there have trouble succeeding, probably due to, I guess, maybe still having certain issues or addictions, and then being around other people that are doing that and not being able to, I guess, get away from that type of thing. you know. Matter of fact, just yesterday, I got a call from the halfway house, and they were complimenting me on my success, and how far I've come in this year. And, I owe it all to organizations like your own, and actually the good people at the halfway house that have taken their time to, I guess, give me the rope I need to get out there and educate myself, where I'm going to be trying to go to school soon, and it's, a decent ways away from my home, and I'm trying to get, my ducks in a row to go do that. And it's just things like this that are making, my dreams come true and things possible for me out here.
When when you were in prison, could you tell me if you ever heard that message that the best way to serve time is to forget about the world outside and focus on your time inside?
Yes, sir. And that's honestly, if it wasn't for meeting a special individual in there, I'll keep his name anonymous. But this gentleman opened my eyes to education, and he actually opened my eyes because he knew about you and your program. And he's like, look, you got to read these books. You got to start concentrating on education. Because while I was in prison, the BOP's like, oh, we got all these courses for you to do. And in all honesty, the only ones that are good are teachers coming in from the outside through actual colleges and stuff and teaching you. But the school in there, you go there and it's more or less everybody's trading war stories, or I'm a convicted drug person. While you go in there, you learn about all these other crimes. You're not doing studies, and it's like, well, sign here, get a certificate. I don't know what it's about. Maybe so BOP gets their funding. But until I actually met this individual and started reaching outside of prison to get educational materials, that's when I started blossoming and realizing, like, hey, I need to do something, because I don't ever want to come back here. I don't ever want to be another statistic.
When you say the BOP gets their funding, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's all these classes that we get in the BOP. I don't care what it is. Everything from, you can go to a math class, your GED, or you can go to a jump rope class. It's all about programming. They're trying to say that you're programming and you're bettering yourself to get out, but really you're not. You're not getting the resources you need for education in there to be successful out here. I mean, I've been to many prisons over the 22 years I've been in, and it's happening at every one of them. And it's the same thing. It's, you want to move from a higher institution to a lower, you got to program, you got to get your points lower. And then with that being said, going to classes, they call it programming. Well, these classes, they're a joke. I've even myself, gave someone a book of stamps to get a certificate just to make it look like I'm programming, because I want to get moved to another institution. And that's nonsense, because it handicaps the individual for when he's ready to get out and start a life out here.
So I'm going to give you a different context, because I'll be sending these videos into prison. And
Okay.
Like you, I served multiple decades in prison. And what's going to be, I think, relevant for anybody who's going through any of our courses is to listen to Justin's story about how the challenges that he faced when he came home.
Okay.
My view that I would tell you, if you are in prison and going through this course, is you got to forget about what the prison system is supposed to do. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
You got to think about what can you do. Because if you're waiting for the prison system to change your life, you got a life of challenge and struggle ahead of you. If you focus on developing your own skills, and those skills could be learning to read better, learning to write better, learning to communicate better verbally, you are going to be in a position to open more opportunities in your future. If you're not, you're going to find a lot of excuses when you come home and a reason why you can't get it together. And I want people to understand that. I want people in prison to understand, quit waiting for the prison system to change your life. That's not what the prison system is about. It's not why people work there. And when people are going through there, it's very easy to make this excuse. But nothing can stop you if you want to prepare for success. That's what everything I do is about. Showing you, forget the prison system. Forget it.
Yeah.
Listen to what Justin's telling you right now.
Okay.
And learn about those challenges. And I want to show you how to do it. And the one thing I promise in Prison Professors, I'll never lie to you, and I'll never ask you to do anything that I didn't do. And it's what I'm going to ask Justin to do right now. And it's why I'm going to share my screen. So if I share my screen right now, you're going to see this particular program. And Justin, you can't see this as we're recording the interview, but what they're looking at is the Prison Professors website right now. They are able to see the different course, that it's a nonprofit course. It doesn't cost anybody anything, but it's showing people, hey, a lot of people do fail when they come out of prison. A lot of people come out of prison and have those same challenges that Justin described. You're going to be around people who have substance abuse challenges getting jobs, challenges getting funding and support, right? But there's going to be a few people who emerge successfully. And we want you to emerge successfully. And that's what this program is all about. We try to connect business leaders and so on with, our program, so that we can get more funding, like Justin just described, that will help a person land on his feet. But the one thing we do with this program, there are no excuses. If you want to succeed, it's because you really want to succeed. If you want to make excuses, that's awesome. There's a homeless camp that's going to wait for you.
Yeah.
But to succeed, you've got to understand how. And Justin, what I'm going to be sharing with them right now is this program called Prison Professors Talent. And they can find it very easily just by going, as I said, up there to the resources tab, come down to talent profiles, and they go to Prison Professors Talent. And that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to work on demonstrating how does a person start working to change his own life while he is in prison. And he doesn't do it by talking about it. He doesn't do it by complaining. He doesn't do it about the prison system, doesn't do anything. I was in there for 26 years. I never counted on the prison system to do anything but give me obstacles. And that did not stop me from building my life. I didn't get out of jail one day early, but every single day I focused on how am I going to prepare for success upon release. And that's what people who go through this course have to do. They have to focus on how to change their life. And how do you do it? Well, one of the things that you do is you'll notice that if I put Justin's name in here under the search bar, okay, I'm going to see there's his handsome picture right there. So right now, Justin, just so you know, because you can't see it, what they're doing is they can see his handsome picture. See, there he is live. Now, if I look at his profile, there's his picture. Look at that smile. People in prison don't smile. Have you noticed that, Justin? They want to look hard. And that's awesome as long as you want to live in prison. But if you want to be successful, learn how to smile like Justin's picture is right there. Because that's what leads to opportunities when you come home. And so anybody could build one of these profiles right while they're in prison. All you got to do is send an email out to interns at prisonprofessorstalent.com. But you've got to fill out the rest of this. And you see Justin's is not yet filled out. That's what we're going to start working on today. You got to have a biography. You should be journaling your time in prison. You should be writing book reports. You should write release plans. And those 4 components, all they are their assets that you are building to demonstrate why are you worthy of support. And that's what I want to work on with Justin right now. How do I write a biography? How do I write a journal entry? How do I write a book report? How do I write a release plan? But more importantly, how does that relate to what you can build and open in the future? If I go back to that program right there and I go to the home page, let's see if I go back to the home page, and Justin, you can't see what I'm sharing with them right now. But if I go down here to this timeline, okay, you can scroll through that timeline and see, again, I'm not asking you to do anything I didn't do. Look at how I documented every stage of the journey. From 1987, the time I went into prison, all the way until 2013 until I got out, and all of those stages. And the one thing you'll find in there are 0 excuses. There's 0 waiting for the prison system, what they didn't do or screw that. That's a pathway to failure. And that's what the prison system does. If you want to be like Justin, start building your life right now. Never wait for somebody else to change it, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Justin asked for help, and Justin's got help. He's opened his eyes to saying, okay, let me figure out this path. And to the extent you do that, you can then start saying, okay, what can I do to learn? And if we go back to Justin's profile, that's what he's going to start doing right here. He's going to start building this path that shows how he's changing his life. And if you look at one that I have there under Michael Santos, you can see that I'm still doing it. I still am publishing all the time on, a daily journal, and just sit there and look at it. These are lessons that I write for people in prison, but they are showing people how to change your life and not wait for the prison system to do it. That's what I want Justin to start doing, and he's got to start by writing a biography. That's going to be something that's very important. It's something we're going to work on today. Then he's got to write on a journal entry describing, what is he doing to advance his pathway for success? Then he's got to write book reports. What is he reading, and why did he choose to read something? And what did he learn from reading something? And how will having read this book lead to his success or advance his prospects for success? And finally, a release plan what is his life going to look like when he finishes his obligation to the Bureau of Prisons? And if I go to the Bureau of Prisons website, I can just type in their inmates. What's your registration number, Justin?
071
071
40
40
046.
046. You're going to see in real time here, there he is, Justin Norcott. He does not finish with the Bureau of Prisons right now until May of 2026. And what we have to do through this program is start visualizing what is his life going to look like in May of 2026. Because it's never too early and it's never too late to start sowing seeds for a better life. And I'm going to ask you to follow Justin's path. And we're going to hold Justin accountable to be writing his biography, to write his journal entries, to write book reports, and to write a release plan. And so I'm going to end this video right now. It's already been about 16 minutes, just so that you have an idea of what we're going to do. And now you're going to see, what does excellence look like? You're going to see that in Justin's story. We're filming this on March the 30th, 2024. And our goal is going to be, let's make Justin's life different when he finishes with the Bureau of Prisons in May of 26. And I know it'll probably be a little sooner than that because of earned time credits and so on and so forth. But we want to make sure that when he finishes, he's on a pathway to emerge with his dignity intact, with opportunities to prosper, with the ability to get a great job with benefits and good earning potential, or start his own business. None of that happens by accident. And we're going to be here to help him. And if you want to follow along, you're going to be able to see it on his biography. You're going to see it on his journal entries. You're going to see it in the things that he reads and the way that he self-directs. And he doesn't wait for anybody else to change his life, how he does it himself. And you're going to see it in his release plan. And if he does a good job, he'll be able to raise money. And we will show him how. I did it. I've raised millions of dollars after coming out of prison for 26 years because I followed this path.
Yeah.
You don't have to take my word for it. You can look at it yourself. All over. You can look at it from, in fact, I'll share with you how. You can go over here to look at, go to Instagram. Instagram right there, and you can go to home profile right there, and you'll see there's almost 18,000 followers. And what am I showing? Every single day, you're seeing that I am documenting my story, right? I am writing about what am I doing to help more people change their life and come out successfully. And you'll see when I'm writing about making money, I'm not pretending. I'm going to show you how much money I make. Not because I'm trying to pat myself on the back, but because I want you to believe in yourself. And none of that happens if you don't take the steps that Justin is going to be showing us that he's taking. If you look at LinkedIn and go to LinkedIn, and you could go to, I don't care what profile you go to, but you'll see how I'm always documenting my story here. Documenting, what do I do? How do I prepare myself? In what ways am I building a stronger support network? I use all of this as an asset. Anybody can do this. Or people can talk about it and make excuses on why they can't make things happen. If you want to be that guy, this isn't the program for you. If you want to find out how to succeed, follow Justin's path, because we're going to start documenting it in the next video. And that's where we're going to cover his biography. Does that sound fair to you, Justin?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to stop recording now.